Welcome everybody to another episode of a Gtowndragons one-shot. Today is gonna be a little bit different. As you can see, there are no players over here, but I have some new interesting players over here. Allow me to introduce to you. This is ChatGPT, yes, and we also have DeepSeek. That's right. I see a lot of people using AI as their dungeon master, but don't really see them using them as players. So I'm just gonna try it out. This is also my first time doing it. I'm not sure how is it gonna work, but I have prepared a prompt for the AI to generate the stuff. So right now I'm going to ask them to generate a 5th level character for our session. I've also prepared a text-to-speech, speech-to-text system out, and we will also use that to feed into the AI to see what they can generate, just so that I will be narrating it full way. Let's put this into ChatGPT. You'll be joined together by DeepSeek. I'll refer to you as ChatGPT. Let's see how it goes. Nice. Wow. Look at that. Already. Boom. Wow. Very. Woo. Look at that. Wow. They are very thorough. What class is this? Warlock. Hot diggity dang. We got Warlock here, guys. Alright. Next, we will do DeepSeek. Here we go. This is DeepSeek. Yes. See, it even gave me the backstory to go with it. Crazy. Alright, okay, we got our players all ready and set up. Now let me just activate my speech to text, and we can get into the one shot. The owls hoot in a breezy night. We see the interior of a dingy, unmaintained tavern. It looks better than it smells, 12 rats sure beats 13 rats, and the bartender is something. You see a plasmoid just rubbing the glasses, which are like cracked a little bit. You also see that he's not actually cleaning it with any cloth, it's just getting sludged in his own plasma. It's been 2 weeks. You've traveled together executing guild contracts for a while, seeing that solo missions are not really that worth it. And now you're here, Thirststorm, on a mission to get rid of a zombie infestation. Now, let's introduce the party. Please, introduce yourself, everybody. DeepSeek, and we will push this into ChatGPT. It seems that DeepSeek has a little bit more understanding of how this works out. ChatGPT just gives a lot of frills. Okay, so ChatGPT has referred to herself as her, and DeepSeek is a he. Alright, I've also prepared here a text-to-speech, and we can just go in and let's see what they have to say. This is going to be ChatGPT. Let's go.
ChatGPT straightens from a corner table, closing a weather-warped notebook with careful fingers. She rises, giving a small courteous bow to the room and to her companions. My name is Eloan Thatch, scholar by training, warlock by consequence. A faint green shimmer flickers across her eyes, like leaves catching moonlight. I read old things, make newer mistakes, and I've kept everyone here alive so far. I consider that a good introduction. She glances briefly at the plasmoid bartender, then back to the party. I'm ready to hear about zombies, preferably before they hear about us.
Sick! Alright, let's see. Deep-Seek's character. Okay.
Aylar stands near the entrance, scanning the dim interior with calm, observant eyes. He nods to the barkeep with detached courtesy, then turns to the others. I am Aylar Swiftstride. The wilds are my home, and my bow serves those who respect them. This place is a poor shelter, but the storm outside is worse. We should plan our approach to the infestation before the night deepens. He keeps his voice low but clear. His hand rests near the hilt of a scimitar, not in threat, but out of habit.
Alright, there's no storm on the outside, but it is a quiet night. Maybe I should let them know this. Okay, so there is no storm on the outside, but it is a quiet night. Dry air. Now, you are also joined by another member of your party, so there's three of you. His name is Michael Hunt, but better known to everyone as Micah. He's a resident sorcerer, but compared to all of you, he's a less experienced adventurer and is usually paid less since he does very little to no work. He's the type to be like, hey guys, if you need to do anything, let me know. Whilst the party is fighting against displacer beasts and he's just over there. And then he's also the type to be like, I just broke up with Enya, the love of my life. And then everyone was like, didn't you meet her like just last night? And he's also the type to go, don't worry guys, I got this, and proceeds to drop to 0 HP. Yes, Mike Hunt is rather weak, but he makes up in other ways. I'm not sure what other ways, but I'll show you. I mean, that's why he's still here with you guys, right? But anyway, here's guild information about this job. Thirst-storm, overrun by zombies 3 days ago. Summoned by a necromancer of unknown origin. You see evidence of zombies being in this vicinity, but no sign of the zombies. And so you wait. While you wait, is there anything you would like to do? Alright. I also realized that there's a lot of back and forth over here. But we are going to make do. Also, I totally have no idea what their names are. Their voices are so uninteresting. But we'll make do. And alright, let's go.
ChatGPT exhales softly and settles back onto the bench, setting her book of shadows on the table but keeping it closed. I don't like quiet nights after necromancy, she says under her breath, then looks to the others. To Aylar. Agreed, zombies are loud when they arrive. Silence usually means they're being guided. To Michael, she offers a polite nod. Stay near me when things start. If you feel brave, say so. If you feel unsure, also say so. Elowen taps her fingers once on the tabletop, thinking, what ChatGPT does. She quietly casts Detect Magic as a ritual, watching the tavern and nearby patrons for lingering necromantic or arcane traces. She keeps her voice low. Do we know where the infestation started? Graveyard, sewer, abandoned chapel? She glances toward the tavern door afterward, listening. I'll wait here, but I'd rather not be surprised.
Okay. So Michael says, don't worry. You know I got you when it comes to danger because danger's my middle name. It's Michael Danger Hunt. Hell yeah.
Aylar listens to Elowen's introduction with a slight nod of respect. When Michael, my cunt is mentioned, his expression remains neutral, though one eyebrow lifts almost imperceptibly. Elowin, Aylar acknowledges, then turns his gaze to Michael. And, Michael, we have worked together before. Try to stay behind me when trouble finds us. He moves to a stool near the bar but does not sit, instead turning toward the plasmoid bartender. 3 days ago, the zombies were seen. Have any travelers passed through since? Any strange sounds at night or missing livestock nearby? His tone is calm, probing. He keeps his senses alert, listening for anything beyond the tavern's walls, the distant call of a night bird, the rustle of wind in dry grass, any sign the dead are near.
Okay. Aylar. Oh my god, their names are so fucked. Okay, so Aylar goes to the bartender to ask, and Elowin is casting Detect Magic. So let's do Elowin first. As a ritual, so Detect Magic as a ritual will take some time. But she does go on to ask, do we know where the infestation started? Graveyard, sewer, abandoned chapel. Okay, so I think this will be a conversation for the both of them. So I think I will get to the Detect Magic later. Let's go back to Aylar again. So he'll be asking the plasmoid bartender. Okay, so I think that will be better. Let's start there. So Aylar, you go over to the bartender and you ask your question. The bartender kind of looks at you with its non-existent face and glass in hand, kind of going. It gathers out some sounds, clearly trying to communicate, but you have no idea what it's trying to say. Now it gets a little tricky because this one goes to ChatGPT. So let me prompt this into DeepSeek, and then I'm going to paste over Michael's response. Alright, now that we got that, let's also put this into ChatGPT. Wow. Interesting. I'm learning a little bit of like back and forth here. Okay, I think I should do the response to his question. And we also have a response for DeepSeek. I hope I didn't miss anything, but if anything goes wrong, it's not my fault because I'm perfect. Oh, I forgot the ritual. So you sit down and start to carve your runes and you place all your magical items next to you and you cast Detect Magic. You do sense from the ground around there is this large sense of necromantic energy coming from the ground. Maybe not so much near in this tavern, but in the outside you can sense it, and it's quite strong.
Aylar steps back from the bartender, giving a small nod of acknowledgement despite the lack of understanding. He returns to the table where Elowin is performing her ritual, keeping his voice low. Graveyards and abandoned places are likely. The necromancer would need corpses and quiet ground to raise them undisturbed. If the zombies have not been seen since they were reported, they may be held somewhere or moving underground. He looks toward the door, then back at Elowin and Michael. I can scout the perimeter of the town before full dark, quietly. If there are tracks, signs of decay, or disturbed earth, I will find them. Elowin, if your magic senses anything amiss here, call out. Michael, stay with her. Keep watch on this door in the back if there is one. Aylar adjusts the strap of his longbow, preparing to move toward the exit unless stopped. His movements are fluid, practiced. The silence of the forest wrapped around him like a cloak.
So before you leave, Michael says to you, hey, maybe you want to get a drink first before we go? We just got here, come on.
ChatGPT's fingers still mid-gesture as the ritual completes. The faint glow in her eyes sharpens, then steadies. She closes the book slowly. She leans toward the others, voice low and precise. There's necromantic energy outside. Not here, not in the walls or the floorboards. It's coming from the ground beyond the tavern. Strong. Recent. Her gaze flicks briefly to the door, then back to Ayla. Whatever raised them didn't stop at a handful. This feels like a source, not a straggler trail. She glances at Michael, expression calm but firm. When we move, you stay between Ayla and me. If things go wrong, you listen. No heroics. Ayla rises from her seat, resting a hand on her arcane focus. What ChatGPT does next? She ends the ritual and gathers her items. She positions herself so she has a clear line to the door, but does not leave yet. She asks the DM plainly, "Can I tell which direction the necromantic energy is strongest from the tavern entrance?"
Okay. So as you say that, Michael goes and says, "Oh, come on, why you guys so uptight? I mean, you guys, like, we just got here, and necromantic energy, I mean, do you see any zombies around? Come on, let's just hang back and chill."
ChatGPT turns her head slowly toward Michael, expression composed but unmistakably serious. "Necromancy doesn't announce itself with applause," she says quietly. "It accumulates, then it moves." She shifts her stance so she is closer to the door, eyes unfocused for a heartbeat as she orients herself. The strongest pull is coming from the town centre, near the well, right outside. She looks to Ayla, giving a small, confirming nod. "That makes sense. Wells touch everything underground. If something fouled it, the dead wouldn't need to wander far." Then, back to Michael, softer but firmer. "We can chill after we know what's growing beneath our feet." What ChatGPT does. She readies herself but does not leave yet. One hand rests on her focus, the other free for spellcasting. She speaks to the party as a whole. "I recommend we investigate the well first, quietly. I can cover the approach if something stirs." She waits for the DM or the party to prompt the next move.
Okay.
Outside from the tavern door, close to where the well is. Alar pauses at Michael's words, but his gaze doesn't leave the door. He gives a slow shake of his head. "Drink later. Now we move. The scent of undeath is not something to toast over." He turns his attention to Elowin as she detects the direction. Center of town, the well, a public place, open. But a well can also go deep. He slips toward the tavern door, placing a hand against it but not opening it yet, listening intently for any sounds outside. Footfalls, dragging, moaning. If they are gathered there, we need height or cover. The rooftops near the square, or the shadows of the alleys. He looks back at the other two, expression serious but not fearful. "Elowin, can you cloak us from sight, even briefly? Michael, your magic. Do you have anything that can confuse or delay many targets at once? If we must face a crowd, we should not meet them head-on in the open."
Nice. So Michael says to Ayla, confused, I guess I can run out and cast like a fireball and just say, "Fuck you guys! Yeah!"
Aylar lets out a low, controlled breath. He nods once to Elowin, acknowledging her plan. Quietly is wise. Fire later if we must. He gives Michael a brief, assessing look. "Save your fireball. If the well is the source, a loud spell might collapse it, or wake everything still below." He eases the tavern door open just enough to peer outside into the quiet street, scanning the dim shapes of buildings, the outline of the well in the town square. "I will go first. Stay close to the walls, move from shadow to shadow. If you see movement, do not shout, signal." Aylar slips out, moving with the fluid silence of a hunter, longbow held low but ready. He heads toward the nearest cover along the route to the well, pausing to listen and watch for any sign of the dead.
Okay. So Aylar and Elwin, both of you are in position. Aylar, you're closer to where the well is, and everyone here can feel that there is suddenly an uneasy settle in the air. Everything goes quiet. The ground starts to shake. A bony hand just jumps out from the ground, lifting itself from the dirt. A skeletal figure emerges, and as everywhere starts to emerge, hands out, skeletal. You see their decrepit faces coming out from the ground. Everybody, the undead army has risen from the ground. Please roll initiative. I'm gonna let everyone roll initiative. I'm gonna roll for Michael first, actually. Let's see, Michael. What's Michael's dice? Okay, you know, my cunt is going to roll this dice. It's a 3! I don't have stats from Michael. I know how blasphemous of me. But I'm just going to say he's not very dexterous, so I'm going to give him a +2. So that's a total of 5 for his initiative. Oh! 16! Oh, goddamn, 21. God damn, that's pretty sick.
They're coming from the earth itself! To the well! Cut off the source!
Center surge confirmed. I'll control the field if I can. Aylar, pick your shots. Michael, stay alive.
Michael's not catching a break. Okay, Aylar, so you are close to the well, but between you and Elwin and Michael, there are 4, and to your left there's another 4. So there are 4 blocking you from the well. What would you like to do?
Aylar's eyes dart between the 4 skeletons blocking the path to the well and the 2 flanking his companions. His voice is sharp and clear. Action. I fire my longbow at the nearest skeleton blocking my path to the well, using Colossus Slayer if it's already wounded. Bonus action. If that first shot drops it, I'll use my elf movement to move tactically, repositioning toward the well without provoking opportunity if possible. Movement. After attacking, I'll shift toward a flanking position, keeping distance, using the well as partial cover if I can reach it. Elo and Michael, clear your side, then converge. Don't let them surround you. He draws, aims, and releases in one fluid motion.
Aylar, as you release your arrow towards the nearest skeleton, it is already wounded. It is an undead. So yes, your Colossus Slayer will activate. And so go ahead and roll me an attack. Damn! So that's a 21 to hit. That surely hits. Longbow damage is 1d8. So he rolled a 5, the Colossus Slayer, so extra 1d8, and he rolled a 6. And his ability score modifier is +4. 15 piercing. Hey. I like also how they know that the skeleton's HP is not that much, and they just go with it. Okay. The arrow pierces right through the skull of the skeleton and drops dead, unconscious and no longer moving.
Good shot. 4 between us and you. They're clustering. Action. I raise my arcane focus and cast Hypnotic Pattern, centered to catch all 4 skeletons between us and Aylar, shaping the illusion to avoid my allies. A lattice of shifting fey light blooms in the air, meant to seize their attention and still them. Spell slot used, 1 of 2, 3rd level.
Whoa!
Save DC, 15. Wisdom. Movement. I take a small step back, keeping Michael directly behind me and out of reach. Bonus action, none. I speak without shouting, eyes locked on the undead. Ayla, if they freeze, take them one by one. Michael, do not move unless I say so. I hold my ground and wait for the result.
Okay, so that's hypnotic pattern. DC 15 wisdom. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm going to use jumbo dice for this one. Just cause. Okay, that's a natural 4. And that's pretty sure that's an auto fail. As your hypnotic fey patterns surround all 4 of the skeletons, they are hypnotized by this image that you have given them. However, it is Michael's turn, and despite what Aelor and Elwin has said to him, he has decided to use his action to open the back door and leave the scene, and you can no longer see him. However, now it is the skeleton's turn. The ones that you have attacked that's near the well, Aelor, you've managed to take down one, there are 3 left. And looking at you, go towards that area, they're going to... 2 of them are going to take a shot at you with their bow and arrow, and one more is going to come towards that area to look for you and slice you with their scimitar. Bow and arrow first. Okay, that's a 4. That will be a 16 to hit. And the other one misses, I'm pretty sure 6 doesn't hit. That is going to damage you for 8 piercing damage. The scimitar one is going to come over towards the well and notices you and is going to take the scimitar and slice you. That's a natural 18, I'm pretty sure it hits your AC, and it's going to hit you for 6 slicing damage. Or slashing damage. Oh, he uses 2 attacks this time. Nice.
Alar Swift Stride, turn 2. HP 44. 44 minus 8 minus 6 equals 30 out of 44. Position, at the well, engaged with 1 skeleton in melee, 2 others with bows nearby. Movement. I use my elf movement to disengage as a bonus action. Cunning action? Wait, I'm a ranger. No cunning action. I'll use my regular movement to step back toward partial cover around the well if possible, but avoid provoking if I can shift without leaving reach. Action. I attack the skeleton in melee with my scimitar, since it's close, using extra attack for 2 strikes. Attack 1. Rolling 1d20 plus 7 equals, assume 12, plus 7 equals 19, to hit damage. 1d6 plus 4 equals, assume 3 plus 4 equals 7. Slashing attack 2. Rolling 1d20 plus 7 equals, assume 15 plus 7 equals 22, to hit damage. 1d6 plus 4 equals, assume 5 plus 4 equals 9 slashing. If the first attack wounds it, I apply Colossus Slayer once this turn, plus 1d8 equals, assume 7. Total damage to melee skeleton, 7 plus 9 plus 7 equals 23 slashing damage. Shout to the others. Eloin, the archers, Michael, wherever you are, reveal yourself. We need your spells. I keep the well between myself and the bow-wielding skeletons, ready to dodge behind it if they fire again.
So the one that you attacked, that's close to your melee range, instantly dies because that damage is way too much. As you shout out to the others, they heed you, but Michael is nowhere to be seen. However, you do see at a distance Michael has entered a shed and disappeared from view.
ChatGPT narrows her eyes as the hypnotic lights dance across the skeletons, their bony faces frozen in the shifting fey illusions. 4 remain dazed, caught between her and Alar, while Michael disappears toward the shed. She takes a deep breath and decides to maximize control while protecting the party. Action! She casts Eldritch Blast at the closest dazed skeleton, using Agonizing Blast to add her CHA modifier +4 to the damage. She targets one, hoping to start reducing their numbers while the others remain incapacitated. Attack details: Eldritch Blast 1 beam, D20 +7 to hit, CHA plus proficiency. Attack roll 11 misses. The skeleton's bony defenses shrug off the blast. Bonus action. She whispers quietly to the remaining dazed skeletons, reinforcing the illusion. Stay. See what isn't there. She frowns slightly, muttering under her breath. Not perfect, but the pattern holds them, for now. She adjusts her stance, keeping the skeletons in the illusion, and keeps an eye on Alar and the well. She's ready to act again next turn.
Alar. The other two skeletons with the long range. Take their bow and arrow, shoot it towards you. That would be... One of the attacks would be 13 to hit, and the other one is 15 to hit. Did they hit you? Oh man, they both hit. Oh, AC is 16. Damn, not bad. Alright.
Action. I use my extra attack with my longbow, targeting one of the skeleton archers. Attack 1. Rolling 1d20 +7 equals. Assume 17 +7 equals 24 to hit damage. 1d8 +4 equals. Assume 6 +4 equals 10 piercing. Attack 2. Rolling 1d20 +7 equals. Assume 11 +7 equals 18 to hit damage. 1d8 +4 equals. Assume 3 +4 equals 7 piercing. If the first hit wounds it, Colossus Slayer adds 1d8 equals. Assume 5. Total damage to one archer. 10 +7 +5 equals 22 piercing damage movement. I shift along the well's circumference to keep it between me and the remaining archer, breaking line of sight if possible. Shout, Elawan on your left, one archer left. Where is Michael? Check that shed if he doesn't emerge. Ready to duck or dodge if return fire comes.
Okay. Okay, Elawan, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
ChatGPT glances to her left as Alar calls out. She sees the remaining skeleton archer, still caught in the hypnotic pattern, swaying slightly but frozen in place. Michael is nowhere to be seen, heading into the shed. Action! She casts Eldritch Blast again, this time aiming carefully at the skeleton archer to try and take it down before it can react. Using Agonizing Blast as usual, +4 damage. Movement. She steps slightly closer to the shed, keeping the dazed skeletons between herself and the skeletons that might break free, positioning to protect Michael if he pops back out. Bonus action. None, but she whispers quietly toward the remaining dazed skeletons to reinforce the illusion. Do not move. Stay where you are. She's ready to roll the attack. ChatGPT fires her Eldritch Blast at the skeleton archer, but the beam rattles against its bones ineffectively. Attack roll, 9, misses damage. 8 would have hit but misses. She frowns slightly, muttering under her breath. Still, they can't move yet. Hold the line. She shifts a little closer to the shed, keeping the dazed skeletons between herself and any potential threats, and keeps her eyes on Alar and the well. She's bracing for the next round, ready to act again.
Okay. The last you saw of Michael was him disappearing into the shed, not so far away from the well. The skeletons are still there. However, 4 are being dazed by the hypnotic pattern of Elwyn, and Alar just took out so many of them. However, while this chaos is happening, you do hear from the inside of the shed a low growl. Bursting out, breaking the doors, is a large, 8-foot-tall, pale skin, melting away from its body creature, humanoid, with sharp points at its hands, and behind him an extra appendages coming from the back as if it were spider hands. Spider legs. it appears and it goes. It looks around and it notices Aelor close to the well. It goes towards Aelor and takes 2 swings at it. One is a 16 and one is 11, so one hit and one misses. You take 14 piercing damage. Oh, nice. 16 to hit. Let me check their AC. Let me check their AC. Oh, not very high. Very good. Damn. Both of them hit. 21 slashing, you crazy. So, Aelor, you after getting hit, you pull back your longbow and pull it twice and hits it for 20 over damage.
Shout, struggling in its grasp. Elowen! The shed! Something worse came out. I'm pinned. If I break free after damage somehow, I'll use movement to retreat toward Elowen.
No worries, you are next to Elowen.
ChatGPT's eyes widen for a brief second at the sight of the monstrous humanoid bursting from the shed. Then she steels herself. She hurries forward, moving toward the shed, keeping the dazed skeletons between her and the others so they remain controlled. Action, she casts Misty Step, teleporting adjacent to Aelor, placing herself between him and the creature to give him a chance to breathe and strike back. Bonus action, she grips her arcane focus, preparing to cast Eldritch Blast on the creature immediately after Misty Step if it's still grappling him. She shouts to Michael if he's nearby, "Michael, help him now, do not run." Her plan is to provide immediate support, maintain control, and attack the new threat while keeping the skeletons dazed. The beam strikes the creature's chest, searing a patch of melting flesh and momentarily staggering it. She braces herself, ready to act again, keeping her focus on protecting Aelor and controlling the battlefield. She glances at the shed's doorway. "Michael, don't just hide, help now!"
You managed to get next to Aelor, but as you say that, shouting towards Michael, who was behind you in the shed, and in front of you is this large creature. In your mind, you hear Michael's voice, and Michael's voice says, "There's nothing I can do right now. Everything here is not real. I'm all alone."
ChatGPT stiffens, hearing Michael's voice crack with panic. Her jaw tightens, and she forces her calm outward, though her mind races. She steps slightly closer to Aelor, putting herself between him and the monstrous creature, while still keeping the dazed skeletons as a buffer from the rest of the battlefield. Her voice is low, firm, but carrying an edge of command directly to Michael. "Michael, listen to me. What you see is not the truth. You are not alone. Focus on me. Focus on what's real. The rest is noise. You can act if you will it."
It is an abrupt stop. Michael wakes up. He jerks out from his bed, body full of sweat. In the tavern he was recently residing in. Quiet, it's morning, the birds chirping on the outside. Keep, 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 keep. Breathing heavily, He looks around. He gets up from his bed. He could almost feel like everything was so real. He gathers himself and props himself up. He adjusts his shirt, fan himself, it's sweating. He opens the door of his room in silence. He goes down to the tavern where he assumes his friends are. And he's alone. No one is there. It's an empty room. He sits at one of the tables. He leans back. He squints his eyes, trying to gather himself and try to remember what happened in his dream. And he remembered that he was alone.